Facts.
Let's go. This is the Ball Knowers Pod. You already know. You got myself, Zack, with the Jacob to the Oller, Joller, and Jay to the Marietta, Justin Marietta. You got three of us talking about football, some NFL Week 6. We had a glorious Week 6 Sunday slate. Again, my name's Zack, Joller, and Justin here on the Ball Knowers Pod. Gentlemen, how's your Sunday?
It's good. 4-2, last place. NFC North's the best division in football. Glad to get the win. Yeah, that's it.
Justin, Sunday, obviously shitty for you, for your team. But
no, man, it's good. The Cowboys they're exactly who we thought they were, or how I thought they were. So, no, it's good, man.
So Justin likes that. Joller likes that. Myself, my Colts did exactly what I wanted them to do. Eke out a win, but we'll talk about it. We're gonna run a little bit differently here on this Sunday evening or Monday morning rather when you're listening. We're gonna kind of blow through the games real quick, and then we'll see what you guys think. So you can Maestro, cue the music and go. All right. So what we got? Jacksonville at Chicago, London game. Jacksonville pretty much is a home game from them because they're in London every single year, and they got murdered on by the Caleb Williams-led Bears. Trevor Lawrence still passed pretty well, but not as good as DeAndre Swift and Caleb Williams. So sucks to suck. And then Arizona at Green Bay. It was a rainy game, and Green Bay rained on the Cardinals parade because it was nowhere even remotely close. Green Bay ekes out the win 34-13, and then Colts visit the Nashville Houston Oilers / Tennessee Titans. Eke out a win 2017 with the last minute field goal. That was the last fourth quarter. We love that. Joe Flacco elite. We'll talk about it. Houston at New England. Drake May started his first start. Justin did not like that, and he's probably upset that he started, and rightfully so because Houston absolutely put the Merc on 41-21. And then Tampa Bay, New Orleans. Baker Mayfield, man, they were down. They're up 17-0. They were up 17-0, down 27-24, and then put up a 50-burger, 51-27. Tampa Bay ekes out the win. And then the glorious Cleveland Browns, or the Shits, whatever you want to call them, at the Philadelphia Eagles. Not as of a murking as we thought it was going to be. Philly wins at home 2016. And then you already know this is a Jaden Daniels podcast. One possession, they lose 32-23. Had the chance, it's kind of close, whatever, but one possession. Washington visits Baltimore and couldn't get it done. So, yeah, a lot of stuff. We'll start real quick with the London game. Tottenham Hotspurs, aka the Arsenal football team, aka Manchester United, aka Jacksonville Jaguars. Is Trevor Lawrence done? Is that it?
No, Doug's done.
Yes, that's the right answer.
Bring back Urban?
Not after the contract they just gave him, $200 million guaranteed. He's got at least the next 2 years, but Doug is probably done.
Damn. That sucks.
Caleb looked good. Gotta give him credit. Bears look good. Bears look better every week, unfortunately. And they're now 4-2, along with the Packers. But the Packers lost Minnesota in the division, so they are in last place at 4-2. It's a bummer, but yeah, Caleb's looking better every week. The Bears are looking like a competent offense for the first time in a long time. But Jacksonville just not. Offense has been really bad all season. I think they've scored 20 points maybe once or twice, the whole through 6 weeks.
40 against the Colts, but whatever.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, once. They did it once. But other than that, yeah, they just have really struggled against everyone they played so far.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, Bears look took care of business. I think we all picked the Bears on that one. No problem. Dude, but I don't know. Like, is it good that you play in like London every week? Like, for if you're Jacksonville, like, is that fun for you? Is that a home game?
It's because they don't have any fans at home, man.
I guess.
Rogers all about
They have to.
Rogers all about the Benjis, and it's all in London.
I guess. But, yeah, well, Jacksonville takes another big L. They're going to be in London next week, so good luck to them. Justin's on that schedule watch. I think he'll let us know who they play next week in a little bit. But, yeah, man, Bears 4-2. Oh, there you go. Speaking of New England, Texans at Patriots. Justin, I'll let you take the lead on this one because you said Drake May should not start. And what did Gerard Mayo say? He said, fuck you.
He did, disappointingly. But, I mean, I don't know. You guys tell me. I mean, there's something to be said for experience, for sure, right? Like reps, like actual real game reps. There's something to be said for that. But the risk of injury behind that line is too great, in my opinion. So today, he throws 3 touchdowns. I'm sure it's good for his confidence. He also threw 2 picks, and he was sacked 4 times. Any one of those 4 times,
got hurt.
Anything can happen, So I don't know. I don't think it's worth it.
You sold me. You sold me last time when you said he shouldn't start, and I agreed with you. And for watching this, I doubled down and agree with you. It's why?
What's the point? Nothing. You're
only risking injury. So
yeah.
Terrible call for Gerard Mayo. I didn't like it, but Texans, CJ Stroud with no Nico Collins, but T-Mon's back, put up a 40-piece Joller. Is Texans back in the lead for, like, the AFC? What do you think?
Yeah, as a fellow Stroud boy, love to see it. Yeah, I think everyone picked Houston. Drake May had some good moments, but he kind of had, like, that weird tipped interception. But, yeah, if they win a couple games, they're still going to miss the playoffs and then just hurt your draft stock and your draft position. And the O-line's really bad. It's like, what do you really gain from putting him in right now? I think we said last time it was week 16, 17, maybe 2, maybe 3 games towards the end of the season, maybe get him some reps. But right now it just seemed kind of weird. But is what it is. It'll be interesting to see if he starts throughout the next couple of weeks. It would seem weird to almost pull him at this point. Once you start him, I would imagine you'd let it ride
Run with it.
That's it.
The foreseeable
Yeah.
future. And then like the concerns that Justin said, his confidence and him getting beat up and potentially hurt. And if it gets worse in the coming weeks, then the point will be made valid. Like, hey, we said this was going to happen. This could happen. If they completely 180 turn it around, then it looks like the right decision. I don't really see himself carrying them out of this bad season, just personally. So I don't necessarily think it's going to get better, but it's kind of one of those things where you committed to the move. So now you're going to ride it out, for better or for worse, it seems.
Quick question. You guys both have 3 seconds to answer. Texans make the AFC Championship, yes or no? Joller.
Yeah, I said like a while ago they do.
Justin.
No.
Okay. There you go. That's all I wanted. Wanted good.
Nothing.
Pump the brakes, okay? Okay.
No.
Ravens are still better than them.
I just
The
wanted
Chiefs
one
are still
answer.
better than them.
I just wanted one answer. We're not going in.
I do agree that Baltimore is better than them right now, but kind of like your Arizona vibes pick, Houston's like my vibes pick, but I've already said it, and I'm committing.
But Houston has actual skill to back it up. Arizona's absolute dog shit.
I
Houston doesn't have the toughest schedule, so like
yeah
yeah, they'll be high seed for sure. But it's kind of like once you get there, you have to play the good teams. You know what I mean?
yeah.
No, I hear you. But speaking of Justin's Maryland Magic Ravens, our Jaden Daniels visited the Baltimore Ravens and Lamar Jackson. Can knock it out the win. 30-23, one possession. I bet them to cover 6.5 plus 6.5. It sucks because I got the 0.5, so I didn't get my cover. But I mean, they kept it close. One possession, obviously. Jay Daniels, no picks, no fumbles. I mean, Baltimore's been on a freaking tear. Jackson and Henry have been putting up like 500 yards together, like per game, last like 4 games.
Yeah.
Are they? I'll start with this. We'll start with Washington first. Do you think Washington shows that there's actual a playoff team, and they can actually maybe win one, or are they just a flash in the pan? What do you think? Washington only. Not talking about Baltimore. Washington only. Joller. What do you think?
Yeah, I think they're a playoff team. I mean, I think I think the Ravens are better than they started, right? I think we said that like they were the best, whatever, 2-2 team or 0-2 team in the league, and they played them close in Baltimore. So I think that's a fair showing. It wasn't a blowout, it wasn't a fluke, it wasn't some last minute BS call that changed something. They played them tough, and they could have won that game, but Baltimore was just
Hashtag
better.
Ohio State.
Yeah, I think you're 7 for
Yeah,
7. Bring Ohio State. There's the one. We need a bell every time you bring it up. Yeah, I definitely think they're a playoff team. I don't think they're a flash in the pan. They've won, most of their games on the road. They could have won this game. Yeah, I think they're a playoff team as of now. I don't think they're a fluke.
Justin, you can win the
Personally,
division.
Do I think they're going to win the division?
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Do I think they win a playoff
Convincingly?
game? Convincingly win the division? Um,
what does that mean?
by 2 games. Is that what you're saying? How many
Maybe.
games is convincingly?
2 games.
Sure. We'll call it 2 games. I'd say yeah. Yeah.
Well, the way the Eagles and Cowboys are trending, it's not crazy unless
Yeah,
they
the
both
Eagles did
make.
not look good today.
I mean, they could kind of turn it around, I guess, but the way it's looking, I mean, as bad as the Cowboys and Eagles look today, they're not entirely out of they're not entirely out of the division yet. So it's not time to like
Should
panic
be.
per se. Like it looked bad,
Well,
right? But
we'll talk
the
about that later.
Commanders don't have like a commanding lead. It's not.
The
They're not running away with
Washington
it.
Washington is going to benefit from an extraordinarily shit division this year. I think Dallas and Philly are both garbage. Philly a little less so than Dallas, and obviously I don't have any faith in New York whatsoever. But Washington's schedule is super favorable, and then if they can manage to stay out of that 4 seed, you'll avoid that top team from the NFC North in the wild card. So either it's going to be like Detroit or Minnesota or Green Bay will most likely take that 5 seed. If you can avoid them, you can definitely win a playoff game. Because like right now, the 2 and 3 seeds in the wild card are Chicago and Tampa Bay. Can Washington beat either of those teams?
Yes.
I'd say yeah. So yeah, it's super possible. But I think it's more because it's weak NFC this year, and particularly really weak division this year.
I don't think
Only
the NFC is
time
weak.
will tell.
I don't think the NFC is weak per se. I mean, Tampa's good.
Yeah,
The whole
also
NFC North
sucks.
is over. The whole NFC North is over 500.
When you compare the NFC to the AFC, I'd say it's not really close.
Yeah, overall, yeah, I would agree the AFC is stronger, but I don't know
That's
if
what
it's
I mean.
necessarily weak.
Do you think this game, obviously tough game, one possession at home, put Baltimore back in like the top two. Obviously, like Kansas City's gonna be favored because they're 5-0. We get it. Whatever. Do you think this game put Baltimore on the map, like as top two to win Super Bowl?
Not
Top two to win
necessarily.
the Super Bowl? Yeah.
I don't think so, only because like the Ravens are obviously very good, but I kind of feel like we felt like this last year, like Baltimore was trending and the
I
best.
didn't.
I did, and then when the Chiefs went into Baltimore, I thought Baltimore was just objectively the better team, and they kind of shit the bed. So right now, them playing well early doesn't surprise me that they kind of bounced back. They're definitely trending in the right direction, but I wouldn't necessarily crown them like number two in the AFC right now.
Besides that one fluke against the Raiders, I mean, that Thursday night game against the Chiefs, they had the opportunity to win, and they didn't. Obviously, they lost, but besides that,
I mean,
they've dominated every game.
yeah, you talked about last year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Kansas City blew them out in the AFC title game.
No,
And it was the AFC championship game, right? So it wasn't like Baltimore had a failed season last year. They made it to the AFC championship game and could have very easily won it. Had they
17-10.
decided to run the ball instead of, pass all over the place like they're not known to do.
17-10.
And I disagree. I think Baltimore is for sure top two in the AFC. I don't think Houston's better than them. I don't think Buffalo's better than them. And the rest of the teams are all just like a mosh pit of meh.
Yeah, I agree. I like Justin's take. I like that. That's what I was going for. I
And
agree.
the only reason I put them number two for Super Bowl odds too is probably because probably strictly because of Aiden Hutchinson's injury today.
Damn.
Yeah.
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but just because you brought up, Kansas City, they're on a bye. Do you think Patrick Mahomes deserves the number one odds for MVP right now?
Fuck no. You crazy?
He is.
No.
Vegas.
Yeah, but it's
screw
but
Vegas.
no.
Look at his numbers next to who was it we talked about last week? Was it
Daniel Jones?
Daniel Jones, and they're barely different. One's getting crucified weekly. One's getting praised weekly, and they're not that different. How does that make sense?
Patrick Mahomes leads the league in interceptions.
6?
Yes. Well, he's tied for the league lead, but he leads the league in interceptions.
Yeah.
It's fine that Vegas has him like the favorite odds wise, I guess. But like, is he going to win it, or does he deserve to win it? No.
No.
No. You know who also doesn't deserve to win it is Jalen Hurts or Deshaun Watson. The Cleveland Shits visited the Philly Eagles. Eagles squeaked out a win 20-16. We all, quote unquote, bet the house on the Eagles to murder them. I mean, they won, obviously, but by 4. Was this more of a, like, Philly kind of like being whatever's about it, or Cleveland actually showed some muscle? What do you think?
I think this is the kind of game you see when a very mediocre team plays a bad team. And that's what we saw.
Which one's which?
I mean, it's pretty easy, right? Like, I think Philly's like, I don't know. They're just like, meh. They're like 500 team, maybe.
I think if the Eagles didn't have Saquon, they would be like an actual bad team offensively through this point.
He's been healthy. He's been healthy. Which respect? I mean, that's his whole thing, right?
Like AJ Brown's playing well, but like if you look at the game so far, especially like the first couple of weeks, how impactful Saquon was. If they have an average running game, they very well could have a few more losses than they do.
Does Jameis Winston come into play this season or no?
No. Stefanski said today there was a press thing that they're not making a change of quarterback because the owner probably has his hands tied. We've talked about that before. The owner has his hands. Stefanski's hosed either way, right? he could do everything he's
Yeah.
told and still get fired at the end of the season. And if he puts
Which is
Jameson,
honestly is crazy.
yeah, he'll get a job like the next day probably. But
He was coach of the year.
he's just in an awful spot, and yeah, it's just not going to get better. I didn't think the Browns are going to win this game. It never really felt like Philly was going to. I know it was close, but you knew Philly was going to pull it out. But still not an impressive win by Philly. I said earlier that I just don't. They're just not. The Eagles just look very they're winning games, but
Eagles.
they don't look dominant in any way.
No.
They
Eagles
came into the
3-2.
game. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say they came into the game 31st in the NFL in time possession. They're 18th in points per game, 21st in points allowed per game. That's just like mediocre, you know?
Mid.
They're not
Less than.
good. Yeah,
Philadelphia-
and
the
I
Philadelphia
disagree
Eagles.
that. Yeah. I thought that the Browns really had a chance to win this game though. So, or at least I thought they had a chance to win.
Starts or no?
Third and goal from the 2 and you false start and then your third down play is, shit. And then you false start again and then you kick the field goal and now it's 16-20 instead of a potential 20-20. And then, who knows what can happen. They were chanting in the stands, fire Sirianni, in the middle of the game because that's how bad they look.
How do you chant that? I feel like it doesn't mix very well.
It's too many syllables.
Yeah.
They were chanting it though.
Nick.
I mean, no
Fire
offense. In
Nick.
his defense, it doesn't take Eagles fans much to chant for someone's firing. So
Eagles make
True,
Joller, Eagles
but I
make-
wouldn't
Eagles
call it
make-
unjustified either.
Joller, Eagles make the playoffs, yes or no?
do the Eagles make the playoffs?
Yes or no? 3 seconds. 3, 2, 1.
Yes.
Justin.
No,
No. I said no.
no,
I said no.
no. I think Green Bay is better. I think Detroit's better. I think Minnesota's better. I think Tampa Bay is better. I think Atlanta's better. I think all
I think
these
Chicago.
teams are better.
I don't
Are
think
the Bears
Chicago-
better?
Seattle's.
I don't think.
I think
no,
Seattle's better.
I don't think Chicago's better, but I think they're going to eke out and squeeze in over the Eagles.
If the Bears play the Eagles next week, do you think the Bears will win?
Toss up.
Yes.
And
Yes.
Chicago.
In Chicago,
Yeah.
I give it to the Bears. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, the Bears are scoring right now, and the Eagles aren't. So,
True. But
Their schedule is going to get tougher though. That's the
yes,
only
it
thing.
is.
It's going to get
It
really
is.
hard.
in the spirit of the NFC North, right? NFC North Joller, is that you guys?
Yes, sir.
They welcomed your Green Bay Packers welcomed the Arizona Cardinals into Green Bay. It was a rainy game, and from the get go, it was no contest. Packers obviously won 34-13, dominated from the jump. Every single team, like you said, last week is over 500. I mean, they're all, look at the standings for NFC North. Obviously, Vikings had a bye, 5-0. Lions 4-1. Packers 4-2. Bears 4-2. Is this the toughest division in the NFL?
I think right now, yeah. I mean, on paper, it's obvious, but the Bears
I don't care
played
about
well
paper.
the last 2 weeks. The Packers didn't look great last week. We got the win on the road, won convincingly this week. Minnesota's been great all season. The Lions have been great kind of all season. So everyone is kind of trending right now. So I think it could be really close. I think late in the season, it'll come down to maybe 1 or 2 in the last week, possibly. If everyone trends the way they are, I don't really see. I mean, Chicago could cool off. They have a hard schedule ahead. Honestly, I don't really see the Lions cooling off. I think they're rock solid. I would take the Lions to win the division between them and Minnesota. If you ask me between those two, to be honest, like we said earlier, who knows if Sam Darnold's going to play great for 17 weeks? But Jared Goff and the Lions look really good. Obviously, losing Aiden Hutchinson sucks. but yeah, about the game, I thought, to be honest with you, I thought the Cardinals would have a really good offensive day. I just had a feeling that it would be kind of a closer game and their offense would be popping. Just a gut feeling, and it just never really happened.
They do
They
nothing
just,
for me sexually. Like, they do nothing.
yeah,
God.
uh, yeah. So I was happy with the win. Um, Jordan Love looked great. His pick, Bull Melton slipped on the route. It was an easy pick for the defense.
His brother plays for the Cardinals.
He does, yeah. Bull Melton slipped early on in the route. It was a quick pass. Wasn't really a consequential pick. Other than that, he looked great. 4 tuds. Um, like I said, a little bit. I know Cardinals don't have a great record, and they looked great week one, and everything else has been kind of but and they did beat the Rams. But yeah, I just thought it'd be a much higher scoring game from them. But glad to be 4-2, and that's pretty much it. So
Tristan, any thoughts? Is Arizona shit?
I think, yeah. I mean, yeah, it's weird because I mean they blew out the Rams, which I mean I guess they're shit, but then they beat the Niners close.
Yeah.
I don't know. They're one of those meh teams. If you put them up there with the Eagles, it's like it's probably a toss up who wins that game.
the Cardinals
I
do feel
think,
kind of frisky though. Like they could just kind of go off and on
yeah,
offense
yeah.
at least.
All right. Answer
Um,
this: Arizona makes the playoffs? Yes or no? Joller, yes
No,
or no?
no.
No, they don't.
no,
Look where they're at now. Like
no, they
probability is
no.
no.
They don't make the playoffs. The North, the NFC North is by far. It's not just on paper. It is the strongest division in football. And I think all you have to do is take what we all think is the worst team in that division. I'd say it's Chicago. I think everyone agrees with me there, right?
Yeah.
And if you compare them to all the worst teams in every other division, it's like really not even close. You'd pick Chicago every time. You have the Giants, Chicago. You have the Rams, Chicago. You have Carolina, Chicago. You have New England, Chicago, Vegas, Chicago, Cleveland, Chicago, Jacksonville, Chicago. I think it's not even close. The North is just better than every other division. It's going to be tough to
Okay.
win.
No, I agree. It's been tough. Be fun and frisky, as Joller says. I like frisky. At least I do on my Friday nights. Um, the last one, uh, the Spencer Rattler. Dude, the Saints, man, come out and score 1,000 points the first 2 weeks and lose 4 straight now.
Yeah,
Bucks visit New Orleans. Baker puts on a show, has 3 picks, but also has like 900 touchdowns and like 900 yards and puts up a 50-piece chicken McNuggets. Bucks win 51-27. Saints have that division locked up or no? I mean, excuse me. Bucks have that division locked up or no?
No,
no, not necessarily. Atlanta looks good.
Atlanta just beat them,
Yeah, I mean, I
and
think like
and the Bucks were up 17-0, and then they were down, right?
Yeah.
Against, like you said, like against Spencer Rattler, right?
yeah,
So I don't know. It was 27-24 at half, New Orleans, and then it was all Tampa after that. But I don't know. I felt like this game shouldn't have been as close as it was at halftime, even.
yeah. I do get that, but I think on the flip side of that, it's a huge showing from Baker and the Bucks to have thrown 3 turnovers, which as of late this season particularly is not characteristic of Baker, and to still score like 51 points is insane. Like even though he had 3 picks, when he threw his third pick, it wasn't like consequential to the score. It never felt like they were out of it. They were down by like 3. So I think if you can do that and still find a way to win by like 20 something points, that's huge. But I know what you're saying.
I mean,
Um,
you're playing a team with their backup quarterback too, though. You know, who has never played down the football at the NFL level.
Yeah, but it could just be like a fluke defensive game. I don't know. I mean, scoring. I mean, this that doesn't speak
You
to the
know,
Saints defense, though. Like scoring 51 points is still insane.
no, I
Was
mean,
Darren Sharper there? Oh shit! Darren
Darren
Sharper.
Sharper.
they
If Darren Sharper was there, they would not have scored 51 points.
that's
He would have
facts.
caught a body.
They both had 3 turnovers though, so I don't know. All of Baker's picks are basically a wash because the
Yeah,
Saints turned it over 3 times too. So
I know what you're saying. It's like a keep an eye on Tampa kind of deal. See if they're pretenders or contenders.
We'll see.
I think
Yeah, that'd be fun.
it'll be close, but I think Atlanta is probably better by a bit. No,
I say no,
no, really.
dude. Evans, White, Godwin, Baker,
Yeah,
Chase McLaughlin. Oh man.
God.
you have the whole stat. You have the whole roster pulled up in front of you right now, or what?
No. No,
He's like, no, I was just thinking of Chase McLaughlin, dude. Don't you know? I know what you're saying. Gut feeling, I like the Bucks to win the division over Atlanta, but I don't think Atlanta's bad at all, and I could totally be wrong. And I think
you
the
like
second matchup will be interesting. I actually can't wait for that game.
In
that?
2 weeks.
You like that?
Already?
It's in 2 weeks.
Oh, that sucks. I hate that. You
Yeah.
play each other twice in the middle of the season. It's like when the Packers open up against the Bears and it doesn't matter, and then they play like week 17. You have like the furthest gap imaginable, and then you have
Yeah.
two teams play each other twice in the first 8 weeks. Why? What's the point of that? It's just poor scheduling. Sorry,
It's twice in
Rambo.
4 games.
Twice in 4 games, yeah. Um, I think it's kind of a toss up. I do think the Buccaneers are more talented than the Falcons, but obviously they went to overtime, and in that game, I believe Baker had like what 3 or 4 touchdowns in the first half. So he can get it done, but we'll see. I think the next matchup will be a good. It's gonna be close, I think, but we'll see. But moving on to the afternoon ones, I'll kind of burn through these real quick. DJ, let it rip, and go. The LAC Chargers visit the Sean Payton-led Broncos. That's Jim Harbaugh versus Sean Payton. Ex-Niners versus ex-Saints coach. They met in the playoffs, I think, 2 or 3 times. Chargers get it done, 23-16. Bo Nix had probably negative 300 yards in the first half and came back and scored 16 points in the fourth quarter, but they still lost. Steelers was the Las Vegas Raiders. Aiden O'Connell gets a start for Vegas. Was not enough to defeat the GOAT, Justin Fields-led Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh takes it 32-13. Najee Harris over 100 yards, which was cool. Brock Bowers, though, nice little 70 piece. We like that. And then Justin's Detroit Lions murdered the Detroit Cowboys. Detroit Cowboys? Probably should be named Detroit Cowboys after that absolute murk. Take care of business in T-Town. 47-9. Lions win. And then Falcons Panthers NFC South matchup 38-20 as we predicted. Falcons got it done. We'll both of that Falcons Panthers one real quick. Kirk Chains, 200 piece. Algier, 100 yards. I mean, figured that was gonna be a win.
Yeah, there's nothing really to say about this game. It was exactly what we thought it would be.
Correct.
18 points. 18 points. Wow. Steelers Raiders. Raiders lose by 19. Aiden O'Connell gets a start. Gardner Minshew benched. Obviously, Adams out looking for a trade, but then I hear that he's not getting traded. I don't know. Does Justin Fields? There was a Russell Wilson sighting because obviously they were winning by so much. Is Justin Fields starting for the rest of the year?
Yes.
You have to. What's the incentive to not start him?
Yeah.
No, I agree.
Uh,
We
I
look
don't know
forward
what
to.
I don't know what Miami is thinking not trading for Russell Wilson.
Yeah, they waited too long on that. That could have been a good opportunity to salvage the
Yeah,
season, and now it just
yeah.
feels like a lost cause. They have a bye this week, right? Miami?
Yeah, they're by. Yeah, they're on
No,
by.
I think Tua can come back officially after this week, right?
Yeah, I think
But
technically.
yeah, I think Pittsburgh should be looking to move him. Not because they're paying him any money, really, but just because like he's going to get that question every single week, unless he just comes out and says, "No, it's Fields. It's Justin's our starter for the rest of the year,"
Yeah.
which he hasn't done, and I don't know if he's going to do.
It's going to come up eventually, right? Someone's going to ask. They haven't really addressed that.
Every week he doesn't, he won't commit to one or the other.
What we
What did
said is if they
Pittsburgh
put up,
trade for him
if
again?
they put up,
Was it a sixth round pick
Oh, I don't know.
at the time? They're only paying him like 1.2 million, which in salary cap is like negative dollars. It's like free basically.
Yeah, the way the game went today was probably the Pittsburgh's like winning formula, right?
Bears
Take the
received the
pressure all
2020
off.
Bears received a 2025 sixth round draft pick.
I'm
Wow,
looking right
that's
now
wild.
online. Sports Illustrated. Could the Dolphins make a move for Wilson? It's like, yeah. Why did they not do this 3 weeks ago?
Yeah, it's kind of too late now unless Tua gets hurt again. Um, but going back to the game, this is the way that I think Pittsburgh wants to win their games. They threw it 24 times. They ran it 35 times. No pressure on Justin Fields. He didn't throw any touchdowns, no picks, but he ran for two. Um,
Smart with
it's
the
not like
ball,
he
not
was. What's that?
forced. He's not forced to do anything stupid.
Yeah, just take care of the football, and he's been doing that. I don't. There's no reason to put Russ in there.
Don't mix it up.
You know.
No.
Yeah, Panthers, Falcons. Chargers, Broncos. Chargers like starting off 2-0, which was cool. It's exciting, obviously, for us in Southern California. And they lost, three straight. Do they have a chance in the AFC West to do anything, or they're just kind of like, whatever, who cares?
In the AFC West, um, probably not.
They lost by KC by one touchdown.
Yeah, but the Chargers will
Yeah,
charge her eventually.
that's kind of the thing, right? Is that they will.
It's like seeing is believing. Until they don't,
Yeah.
it just happens.
Chargers gonna Charger.
The
Just
Chargers
like
have
the
always had a
Padres are gonna
talented roster.
Padres, right, Joller?
Padres gonna Padre. Yep, that's right.
Yeah.
As an Angel fan, though,
I
it's
hate
no sweat
you.
off my back. But everyone in the
That
office is
is
upset.
your fault, though, Joller.
It
Yeah, I
is.
know. I told my buddy at work who's actually a big Dodger fan. Um, and that day I told him, I said, "Hey, I jinxed the Padres for you, so you're gonna win tonight or tomorrow probably." He's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And then he texted me like right after the game. He was like, "Hey, thanks." And I was like, "You're welcome."
You're the worst human being.
I don't know
Yeah, I
about
agree.
that. That's kind of rough. The worst human
Terrible.
being.
So anytime you open your mouth, the opposite thing happens.
I used to not
Stop
believe in
saying
it.
words.
I used to not believe in the jinx, but there is a large enough sample size of conclusive evidence to suggest that it might be real. And I'm coming
Suggest.
to terms with that. So I'm trying to not. I'm trying to get right
Suggest.
and not do that anymore. I don't jinx your guys' teams though. I haven't jinxed any football games this year.
I was gonna kill you last night. I mean, it doesn't matter anyways, but whatever, who cares?
I didn't jinx any football games this year. And to my credit, I didn't jinx any football games last year.
I don't know. I don't know about that. Someone fact check that.
Well, no one can fact check it. I said before the season last year, hey, I will not jinx any Colts or Cowboys games all season, I promise.
Okay, okay. I thought
And
you
you
meant
said,
games in general.
and
I
you
thought you
said,
meant games in
okay.
general.
And you go like, okay, thank you. And then like, I didn't do it all season. And through 6 weeks, I have not jinxed any Cowboys or Colts games.
BuzzFeed and fact checking. Fact check, yes or no. Dallas trash or not, Justin?
Yeah.
I like how you start with him.
But I already
What?
said that,
He
right?
says that every
Like
week, though.
It is.
yeah, but
47 and 9.
I say it when
Dallas.
everyone else says that they're not, because I know what the fuck's going on over here.
What are you going to say for another, 11 weeks about the Cowboys?
The same shit I've been saying since the beginning of the season. They're 3-3. So every week people go back and forth, back and forth. They're like, oh, they're fine. Oh no, they're shit. Oh no, they're fine. They're shit. No, they're just shit.
I was
I know
mid-text
that.
today. I was mid-text something about the game, and I was like, oh, I'll save it for the podcast. But I'll just say, because I know you've crapped on the defense all year, right? Especially after losing back-to-back at home. And I said at the time, the second loss, I was surprised that it happened again. I thought they would bounce back, and they didn't. For some reason, I thought, okay, he's overreacting. They're not that bad. In my head, I'm like, the defense is not that bad. And then after today, I'm like, okay, maybe the defense really is that bad. I accept it now. The Cowboys had the benefit of the doubt in my eyes, and now they no longer have the benefit of the doubt.
You picked them, which is fucking crazy.
I think it's crazy picking them at home. It's not crazy.
That was a crazy pick.
Lions were favored by what, 3.5?
They should have been favored by 10. That's what I said, last week.
You did say that earlier.
They should have been favored by 40.
Or you say, oh yeah,
Lions minus 30.
Lions minus 10 is looking good right now or something.
Yeah, I texted that earlier today, right?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think, respectfully, the Cowboys are as bad as you say they are.
Yeah, respectfully. No, fuck the respect, dude. They look like absolute dog water, dude.
Yeah, they're shit. They're just shit. They got their asses kicked. Nobody played well except for who? Who played well today? Do we know?
Aubrey.
Brandon Aubrey.
He's the only good player on their entire team. They've had those 3 games. Send him to the Hall of Fame at this fucking point, dude.
Brandon Aubrey MVP bid's legit.
It is legit. He's probably still top in scoring, for the league. But they've had 3 games at home this year, 3 blowout losses. I count that Ravens game as a blowout fucking loss, even though they made a comeback or whatever.
Yeah.
Right? Offense is bad. Defense is bad. In a big game, we see them do...
It was Jerry Jones' 80th birthday, too, no less.
Yeah, this happens on his birthday. But, I mean, it was totally expected. Anybody could see this coming a mile away, except for fucking Joller, apparently. The one guy on planet Earth. But in a big game, we see them do what they've done over and over and over and over and over. They lay an egg. They get embarrassed. The Lions could have scored 60 if they wanted to. It was just bad. But I'm not mad. Right? Because they are who I thought they were. They're just not good. They're not well coached. They can maybe back their way into the playoffs and have a first round exit, but that's what their ceiling is this year. But at the end of the day, the results you saw against. Go ahead. No, go ahead.
I would ask Jimmy Fox what their ceiling is this year.
God. This fucking guy.
Is it a big ceiling or a small ceiling?
Or is it
if you know, you know.
How big the ceiling is?
I think the last few years, kind of similar to the Packers, to be honest. The Cowboys have had good offense and can move the ball and can be exciting, and the defense is kind of and then the playoffs, it just doesn't work out. Now it's the offense can be good, but the defense is so bad that it's I don't know. It's not looking good. It's
the
almost like you don't want to
results you
make the
had,
playoff. I don't know.
yeah, it is like that. The results you saw against the Saints, the Ravens, the Lions, the results you're going to continue to see the whole rest of the goddamn year are a direct result of ownership. And this is what you fucking get, Jerry. This is what you get when you bring back a shit head coach, when you spend nothing in free agency,
Yeah.
when you
R.I.P.
suffer so
Joller.
many injuries on the defense and had no one to fix it. This is what you fucking get.
They
You
really
will
did
not
do
fire
nothing in
McCarthy.
free agency.
They
I
did
remember that.
zero. They did nothing. And
Bring back Jason
you've
Garrett.
lost everybody. You've lost everybody on your defense, and you've done fucking nothing to fix it, right? They won't fire McCarthy because they don't care enough. They're content being 500 or a few games under that in December.
Jason
If
Garrett
it was
special.
up to me, yeah. I mean, you kept Jason Garrett for the longest time being 500 head coach. And, if it was up to me, Mike would have been fired after the Packers game last year. I'd fire him tonight.
I thought he
But
was.
they're not going to do that. I thought he might. I was like praying. I was like, Jerry, give me like a semblance of hope. But when he didn't do that, I lost all hope for the season, irregardless of the whole CD Dak contract situation in the offseason. But I would fire him tonight. They won't do that. Now's the perfect time because they're going into their bye week. And that's why I said, like, way back after the Saints game that, like, I'm looking forward to next year. Like, let's see what they can do in the offseason next year after they get rid of Mike, after they get rid of their shit staff. Mike Zimmer is garbage. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Which is kind of surprising because Mike Zimmer historically has always had a really good defense, like in Minnesota. And he's supposed to be like a defensive coach. I thought Mike Zimmer was a good hire, but it's just not working out.
I thought it was like a myth.
Didn't he have
it was another Jerry
like
hire
5 years ago?
Yeah, I might be thinking of it. I might be thinking of 7-8 years ago when Harrison Smith was not 80 years old. Harrison Smith's a goat though. Can't hate, but yeah, I don't know. Cowboys, it's looking rough right now.
Is Leighton Vander Esch on the team?
Is he dead or
he's retired?
I took a quick look right now at the MVP odds, also known as the NFL Quarterback Award. Geno Smith and
the Jaden Daniels Award.
Jaden Daniels is up there, but I was going to make a point that Myles Garrett and Geno Smith are in the top 25 picks, but Brandon Aubrey is not. I just want to say NFL rigged. Justice for Brandon Aubrey.
I think he definitely should be. I think we all agree.
He did everything today.
He did.
He's got a foot of gold, man. I was hoping that they would. I was hoping they would intentionally position him for like the longest kick in NFL history, but they didn't. So.
To force that conversation of MVP candidate.
Yeah. Dude, set him up from the 70 next week. When you play San Francisco, like just get into position like one time during the game. Set him up from like 69 yards and send it. Because you're gonna lose that game anyways. Doesn't matter.
Nice.
You have to try one kick for the record this season. If you don't, it's a waste. Because he already tied Justin Tucker's.
No,
kick.
he didn't.
It was called back. Back.
They called that one back. He got 1 yard from it though. He made a 65. But yeah, I don't know. Cowboys are shit. We all knew that though. Let's move on.
We'll quickly forgot about it, which is not that important. Colts visit Nashville. Forgot about it earlier. Joe Flacco elite. Squeaks out with the win 2017. AR's hurt still. JT out still. Do Colts make the playoffs? Yes or no, Joller?
No. We're playing, man.
No.
7 seed?
No.
No, I don't think so.
AFC's too good, man.
I think Cincinnati makes it before them. I think the Jets make it before them. I think Denver makes it before them.
Wow.
The Jets,
and Colts have a better record than all of them, right?
Right now, yeah, no, I do. Their point differential is also 0 right now.
If Joe Flacco starts for the rest of the season, make playoffs or not?
Then there's
Maybe,
a
yeah.
chance. Then there's a chance.
So you're saying there's a chance? Yeah,
Yeah.
it really is that simple. It's not even like a hyperbole. Like if Joe Flacco starts
Damn,
out,
hyperbole is a big word.
I know I looked it up before the show.
Define it.
Say it. What does it mean, Joller?
Can I use it in a lifeline? Can I call in a lifeline?
Is it like onomatopoeia?
PEMDAS? Fucking algebra. Anyways, but speaking about the Jets, though, I cannot wait for tomorrow night's game because the Jets have a tough stretch. What?
I hope and pray to all loving God that the Jets win. And on Thursday night we can come back on here and just shit all over you.
Why?
No offense. Because you're so confident that the Bills are like
good.
So good.
They are good.
Wait, can we talk about the Bengals Giants though? Bengals won, easy dub.
I think
on tangent here.
Kind of, but I was excited for the Jets game. I think if the
goes back to it.
Yeah, because I was in the middle of a point.
He's like, oh fuck you, Zach. Let me go back to this now.
Well, no, whatever. What was he gonna say?
I just said easy, like Bengals, Giants. Anything.
Yeah, that was my Survivor cover pick this week, and they covered, so easy.
Y'all or nothing. All right, cool. All right, so then our Monday. Let me
know when the Jets game comes up.
All right, well, Monday. This is it. What do you think? The Robert Saleh-less Jets welcome the Buffalo Bills at home.
I think the Jets are going to spiral. I think they're going to lose this game. They have a tough stretch. Look at their schedule. Justin probably has it in front of him. But they're going to lose this game against the Bills. They're going to spiral. They fired Robert Saleh prematurely.
Salah.
And Salah, potato. And they're going to spiral, and it's going to get really, really bad. And the Jets could very well miss the playoffs. I think it's equal, if not more probable, that the Jets miss the playoffs than make the playoffs.
The disrespect.
I
think they will spiral. I totally.
Their schedule is not that hard.
Who makes the playoffs first? Bears or
Their schedule is
Bears or Jets?
Bears or the Jets? Oh, probably the Jets.
Jets.
I'm not delusional.
I'm going Bears.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, you're fucking high. You
don't even believe that, Zach. You're just saying that to stir the pot.
Look up the Bears schedule right now, and then come back and change.
Yeah,
I don't care. I just know Aaron Rodgers is dog shit. So,
Church, amen to that. But that's besides the point.
You bet on the Jets for tomorrow's game, man.
No, I didn't.
No, Zach did.
Oh,
I know. Doesn't matter.
All right, here's Chicago's stretch from Thanksgiving or from the week before Thanksgiving on. Ready? You're home for Green Bay. You're home for Minnesota. You're at Detroit. You're at San Francisco. You're at Minnesota. You're home for Detroit.
Those could all be L's.
I'm like, I would bet that they're all L's.
Packers are kind of flip-floppy, to be honest. Like, they didn't look good against the Rams. They look good this week. They could
catch the Bears, though. The Bears.
They're trending, dude. I put some respect on their name. They are trending. They look better every week. They're putting up points. Although the Packers defense though is the Packers defense. I saw a stat today. They're the first team to have 2+ takeaways through 6 weeks since like 90 something. Like they had like 3 or 4. They had 3 takeaways today. Could be a Packers team, not an NFL team. So I'll have to look that up. Sorry, I'm unprepared. But it was a crazy stat. Like they have a ton. They're not like the greatest defense, but they find ways to recover fumbles, to get picks. They find ways to get turnovers, and it's been massive. It's objectively good. You got to look it up.
Anyways,
I'm
the
actually winning in the
Jets
picks, by the way, just so we're clear.
the Jets have a schedule that looks nothing like that. I'll say.
What is
I,
it?
I would pick. They play Buffalo. Okay. They're at Pittsburgh, then they're at New England. They're home for Houston. And then after that, you're at Arizona, home for Indy, home for Seattle, at Miami, at Jacksonville, home for the Rams. Like, their schedule's not as bad.
Yeah, on the back end. If they trend back to being good, yeah, they could kind of win a couple at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But I think tomorrow could start a catalyst of them trending down, dude. I'm just saying. That's just a gut feeling. Gut feeling. I could be wrong.
Aaron Rodgers throws for 320. Garrett Wilson has 6 catches, 110, 2 touchdowns.
Not even 5 minutes ago, you just said how ass Aaron Rodgers was, and now you're saying he's going to throw for 300-something yards, which he hasn't done all season.
Exactly. There's a
Well, he hasn't done
everywhere.
in multiple, right?
Yeah, I don't think he threw 300 yards last year. Well,
Hey, when
2
was
years
it?
ago.
Last year he was injured.
2 years
What
ago.
game was it? What game was it when he had that meme when the thing was stuck on his face? And the fucking chin strap was
Oh,
stuck
when
on
he
his
got
face?
sacked with the grass and his shit. I don't know.
Jets, come on, man. Jets by a million.
Jake.
It's in New York tomorrow, right?
It's in New York, yeah.
Buffalo's
That's
also
the game they won last year, man.
Oh, it was week 1. Doesn't matter.
With Zach
Was it the
Wilson,
one?
though.
It was week 1.
What was the game when it was on Prime and they had that almost touchdown like right before half, like 100-yard like return or something? Was it Buffalo Jets on Prime around Christmas? No.
I found out the Packers play on Thanksgiving this year, which is clutch. It's a night game against Miami.
Yikes.
Cupcake game.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, we'll be here. Anything else, gentlemen? Any other thoughts? Prayers?
Do we have any top fives? Are we doing top fives?
In the whole league?
Yeah.
All right, sound
All
off.
right, well, I have 3% left on my battery. I'll go first in case my shit clocks me out. Baltimore 1.
Wow.
Detroit 2. Baltimore 1. Detroit 2. Baltimore 1. Detroit 2. Houston 3. Commanders 4. Vikings 5.
Damn, no Chiefs, huh?
Fuck the Chiefs.
Sounds level-headed. I'm gonna say Vikings, Lions, Chiefs.
Wrong.
Tampa.
Oh, damn.
No, sorry.
Indy.
What did I said? Vikings, Lions, Chiefs,
We're just saying names at this point.
Baltimore, and then the Packers. Unbiasedly,
Oh, fuck.
they're 4-2. They're 4-2. Saying they're the
So the
fifth
Bears.
best team in the NFL is not crazy.
Okay, then say the Bears. Say the Bears are the fifth best team. They're 4-2 also.
They could. You could say they're fifth best team if you believe that.
Do you believe that?
No.
Bears.
No.
Ask Zach. Don't ask me. All right, Justin. Tell the people.
I was ready to put the Lions at 1 until Aiden Hutchinson went down.
I thought about that, dude. I was literally thinking that right now, but I have to give it to Minnesota.
So
Where's what?
my order was going to be Lions, Chiefs, Vikings. Now it's Chiefs,
Bears,
Vikings,
Vikings,
Lions.
Chiefs. What is
Chiefs,
it?
Vikings, Lions, Ravens, Texans.
Chiefs did here. Piece of shit.
1 minute he's a Stroud boy, 1 minute he's not. No. You can't.
I
You don't get to pick Houston 5 because every week
there's nobody
I don't
else.
think
There's
they're
nobody
that
else.
good. I just don't
They're
think
not.
they're barely beating
Look
shitty teams.
look at all the other teams in the league. There's no one else to pick from. The league is total like mediocrity this year. There's no one else to pick from.
I think the word you're looking for is parity. There's good parity amongst the league.
You can call it parity, you can call it mediocrity. When you're like
Dude, pick the
4 and
Bears,
2,
bro.
I mean,
The Lions do look insane. Today they looked insane. Before Aiden Hutchinson went down, they looked insane.
He's out for the season.
Like if they played Minnesota,
you guys
tomorrow, I'd pick
Did you
the
see the video?
Lions.
Yeah, Robin Tibia. He's done.
Yeah, that shit snapped.
Yeah, it was like a carabiner hook. It was like here's his leg, and he's like clip. It's the first thing I thought of.
Wild, man.
Yeah,
Yeah, the reason I put the Texans in there is because there's literally nobody else. Am I gonna put Buffalo there?
Colts.
No.
you're a Buffalo hater though. It's okay.
I'm not gonna put Washington over the Texans.
IE versus
That's-
IE. Come on.
That's kind of an interesting
game.
take. Commanders over at Houston.
The Commanders would be my number 6. You could flip flop those if you
Commanders.
want.
Commanders by 1 million.
No, there's nobody else.
I did say
Packers are
if
alright.
they won this game. I did say if they won this game, I'd buy a jersey. They did not. So sad. No
Liar.
jersey for me.
Fake ass
They didn't
fan.
win. They didn't win. Still in first place though.
Oh, are we
They
gonna
play
pick Thursday?
Panthers.
Are we gonna pick Thursday's game or no?
Yeah, we could talk Thursday real quick. Who's playing?
Yeah.
Oh,
I have
it's-
1%
yeah, we
left, so I'm actually about to fucking die right now.
Broncos.
Broncos.
Versus who?
Doesn't matter.
Oh God, who cares?
Yeah, exactly.
Spencer Rattler, aka Timu Patrick Mahomes, is playing. Who cares? Six?
That's his.
Oh
his thing,
God, dude! Cue Jesse Pinkman meme from Breaking Bad. He can't keep getting away with this. That's how I feel about Bo Nix.
Did it die?
Oh, Zack's dead.
It died. It died. Fucking loser.
Sorry, he's frozen right
All right.
now. All right, boys.
Yeah.
We will see you Thursday. Thanks again. Like and subscribe, and later.
So.